Our new property, Fat Pig Farm, is already eating up a huge hole in our pockets.
This pipe's about 2 mils, slightly smaller than the other one.
And the reality is, we'll have to start finding new ways to make a buck.
Even sell stuff so they can have a little picnic under here.
The dream is to develop our own products from the farm to sell.
So, yeah, it's quite a huge difference there.
But one of the biggest hurdles is that we don't have a commercial kitchen to experiment and prepare the food in.
My name is Matthew Evans. I used to be a food critic living in Sydney. Now, I'm a pig farmer in country Tasmania. We've just bought a new farm, Fat Pig Farm, and a new dream has surfaced. We want people to meet our animals and pick and taste our homegrown food. But that means one almighty makeover to deliver a farm-to-plate experience. From hobby farm to family business, how hard can it be?
I'm on my way to meet a couple on Bruny Island. Sadie and I would love to have a brand new commercial kitchen on Fat Pig Farm, but the budget's very tight. For the money we've allocated, there's a very unique kitchen I've found, and I'm about to get a lift across to check out its potential for myself.
G'day, mate.
Hey, Matt, how are you?
Mick and Karen have a decked out old caravan,
I'm Kaz.
Nice to meet
and they've been using it for a few years to cater for local events and dinners.
Thanks for this.
Welcome.
I'm sure it's beautiful over there, just where the sun's shining.
A quick motor through the Bruny mist, and I'm keen to learn a little more from Karen.
Now tell me about this commercial kitchen. It's a mobile kitchen, is that right?
Yeah, it's a 1980s Franklin caravan.
Oh, cool.
Looks pretty retro. It's got aluminium checker plates and stainless steel bench tops and fridges.
Fully
and...
decked out commercial
Yeah.
kitchen in a caravan.
Yep.
It sounds too good to be true, but I hope it isn't, for one simple reason.
I've actually already applied to Festivale on the basis that I might like this van.
Festivale is a 2-day food event held every year in Launceston. It provides the perfect testing ground for a kitchen on wheels. But an old steel caravan sitting outdoors in this weather all year round? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Rust hasn't already made a meal of it.
So it's down the back here somewhere?
But there is a god of food, after all.
Okay, here it is.
Look at that. Woohoo! That's fantastic. You said it was retro.
It is.
I didn't know it was going to be cute retro.
Very retro.
Built for speed.
Fire engine red.
Yep.
Cute as.
And inside is even smarter,
in.
except for one pressing issue.
Mind your hair on the door. Mind your hair full stop. Oh, this is good. The skylight. I can stand up here.
Yeah, excellent.
Look at this. Stainless steel all around. Coffee machine.
And fridges. We've got a fully functional gas cooktop and oven.
Sort of domestic size, but looks commercial. Oh, I love it. Just love it. Oh, yep. Maybe not that. This place really is the goods. You know, it's got commercial kitchen machinery and stainless steel benches that you'd expect. It's licensed. I can take it anywhere in the state and make food without a problem. There is the issue of height, I guess. You know, like I seriously can't stand up in the ends of it. But the reality is I'm always going to have to work with someone else if I'm doing a big event. Otherwise, I can stand in the middle here, I can get to the stove, I can serve my customers, they can stay dry. I reckon this is the best option I've got, and it's a really, really good option.
Decision time.
I do love it.
Oh, excellent. How'd you go?
Yeah, I think I don't make very many smart decisions, and this could be a crazy decision, but I think that is going to work brilliantly. Fat Pig Farm, I think we're going to call it.
Oh, you should paint it pink.
My pigs are all black.
And she looks even better on the road.
Got to drive really slowly with this huge heavy caravan on the back. It weighs a ton. I think it opens up a whole other world. We can actually go to festivals, we can go to food events all around the state, we can cater for things in different parts.
I'm really excited to get it back on the farm, especially seeing that Ross is always keen to be part of the adventure.
Hey, mate.
Hey, how you going?
Good,
so
good,
this
how
is
are
it,
you?
is it?
This is it.
Look at it.
Not too shabby, eh? This is actually the back end. This is where the workers go in.
Yeah, right.
The business side's the other side.
Yeah, right.
So this is the side where the customers seat.
Yeah.
So that whole thing is the servery. I can imagine your smiley face right in the middle of that.
And it's red.
And it's red.
So it should go fast.
So it goes fast,
Yeah.
and people go, I trust what comes from a van that looks like that.
Yeah.
The thing is, come inside, because
Yeah.
inside is actually a proper commercial kitchen.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Look at the stuff you got in here. The sinks, the
Yeah.
stove, fridges.
So of all the bits of equipment in here, the one that's hidden away in the corner over here
Yep.
is the one that's given me, I think, the idea for Festivale. This, the Super Dog, is the hot dog maker of our dreams.
Super Dog.
This is going to make our fortune, this little machine.
You reckon?
Yeah, because Thomas Buke, who makes the salami.
Yeah, our salami, yeah.
Yeah. What he reckons is that all the trim, all the stuff he can't use from the salami,
Yep.
he can puree it up and turn it into a free-range pork hot dog. To me, this is like the hot dog no one's ever tried before. It's the hot dog no one's ever eaten. It's the German style rather than the bastardised, version that came via America.
It's not commercialised,
not
full of...
painted with some toxic red dye.
It's actually a real handmade, proper Frankfurter.
Using
done with
free-range old breed pigs.
Pigs, yeah.
So if you can imagine, you've got people lined up out here, 6 deep, all going, free-range hot dogs, free-range hot dogs.
And you got the Super Dog cranking, 3 buns at a time.
Yeah, I think you punch your buns on there. So you go boom, boom,
Dogs out
boom,
the top.
Dogs out the top. This is what I'm going to be doing. Get your free-range hot dogs. It's like this, isn't it? You want a quiet day? We're never going to be quiet, though. I'm always going to be busy.
Are we practicing? Sold out.
Sold out. Hey. And then we just count the money.
Ross and I have made the trip up to Deloraine to see Thomas Buke.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey, Matthew, how are you?
Born in Germany's Black Forest, he's a third-generation small goods producer who's been making our delicious salami. And now, after a thorough hand scrub, he's going to whip up a traditional German Knackwurst sausage.
Okay, this is what we've got left over from the trimmings of your pigs. Shoulder trimmings and sinew.
We can use all of that to make knackwurst?
Yes,
all of
that's
it.
all going into knackwurst. Yep.
All right. Through the mincer first?
Through the mincer. Okay, that's the fat.
To ensure the fat and meat bind together, they're minced very finely, or emulsified, which stops the ingredients from separating.
It looks like hair. It's almost emulsified fat already.
Nice and soft.
With the fat done, the meat gets the same treatment in Thomas's super mincer.
I've got mincer jealousy.
Yeah, I want one of these.
Instead of that little thing that...
The hand grinder.
It goes into the cutter. Then we're going to put a little bit of ice water. We also want to keep it nice and cold.
Keeping the mixture cool helps in the emulsifying process, which eventually becomes a very smooth paste. First, Thomas has to add his highly guarded and top-secret spice mix and quality German handiwork before the fat is reintroduced to the mixture. And finally, the ice water. The final mix, and every good sausage deserves a good casing. Thomas uses a natural one to protect and maintain the flavours. Perhaps the most impressive piece of equipment is his industrial-sized smoker, where Tasmanian hardwood sawdust is used to imbue the Knackwurst with its trademark hint of delicate smokiness. A 2-hour bath in boiling water, then the part I'm really looking forward to, the tasting.
Here we go, guys.
Ooh.
Fresh out of the boiler.
Still hot.
So, yes, off you go. Try one.
How do we do it?
There you go.
Eat it.
And be ready for the knack it makes when you snap it in half, which is where it gets its name.
There you go.
That's it.
And they don't disappoint.
I think they're going to be a winner. They're rich, they're almost creamy. The texture is soft but glorious. You get this gentle waft of spice as you eat it. But what I really love is the smoke. Just glorious, gentle smokiness.
There you go, mate.
With our sample snags bagged, I reckon we can sell a truckload. So I've put in an order for another 1,000.
Start to catch a bit on the bottom. Big pots like this are notoriously hard to stir. Your canoeing technique.
With Festivale less than 2 weeks away, it's time to get planning our menu.
So I've ordered 1,000 hot dog buns, but half are frozen. Because if this works, we can do another festival and we can keep all that for...
Yeah. Well, I suppose it's a really good template just for us to run it to see how the van works out, to see what we can actually do.
And if it makes money.
So do the numbers add up?
If someone had a hot dog with everything,
Yeah.
260, 280, 70 each. That's what it costs us. That's minimum plus our store fee and everything.
Yeah. So I think at $8, I think that's fair.
Which just leaves our pulled pork bun to price out.
Now, pulled pork, it's a spiced pork.
Yeah, it's brined first, so slightly cured, so that's where you get your saltiness, and then you rub it in a bit of a spice, so like the southern Creole Cajun style cooking, and then you rub it down with that, slow cook it, so it just falls off the bone, so you shred it all up. Pulled pork, the way they normally serve it, is just pork in a bun.
$10?
Yeah, I reckon we definitely have to go a tenner.
But why wait till Festivale when we can do a taste test right now?
Finer than that?
No, that's good.
That's good?
Yeah.
With fennel seeds and chilli flakes ground, Ross adds cumin, onion powder and coriander and sweet paprika to the spice mix.
Yeah, we'll give it a stir. You'll see once it roasts down, it's incredible how much spice seems to just come out in the flavour and that.
Yeah.
So here's a piece of pork shoulder that's been marinating there overnight.
We'll just try it.
Brining in salted water lightly cures the pork and helps it stay tender while slow roasting. Then simply cover the pork in the spice mix.
Once that slowly cooks down, all the meat juices that come out, and they kind of like congeal on the outside with the spice.
And it's into the oven,
And we'll start it off on the top.
at least 180 degrees for at least 4 hours.
About that, Ross?
That looks good. See how it's just dried out and you've got a nice crust on it as well?
Yep.
See how it breaks away there? That's
just
what you
falling
want.
apart.
Yeah.
And what a flavour.
Oh, knockout spice mix, Ross. But it's soft and sweet.
And once that sits in a bowl and you pull it all up and all that juice that's on there, it'll fall back in and it's great.
With the pork pulled, our hot smoked Canuckburst sausage gets a quick fry with onions and we're ready to get tasting.
1, 2, 3, go.
There we go.
That's the goods. I don't think most frankfurters aren't properly smoked. You know what it needs? Tomato sauce. Hope you didn't fill yourself up. We've got pulled pork to eat.
And wow, it's delicious.
I reckon if you had 4 people sitting around a bowl like that, it would just suddenly vanish.
It looks like our Festivale menu is set. Today's our annual tomato sauce making day. Nick and Ross are coming over with their families and a couple of others. We've got 50 kilos of tomatoes to turn into sauce. We should be able to make heaps. And to make it a real family affair, Sadie has unearthed an old-style tomato sauce recipe that goes back 3 generations.
This is my grandmother's handwriting, but the recipe is actually my great-grandmother's. So I think we need to go back to this original recipe and translate it into kilos and...
All right, let's get onto it.
It's quite a turnout.
Hordes have arrived. How are you, sweetheart?
Nick has brought his Bruni Island mob,
Nice to see you. Come on in.
and Ross has invited his family, and every man and his dog. Not to be outdone, Nick has come up with his own family heirloom, a sauce they've been whipping up for almost 80 years.
So what recipe have you got?
So this is my great-grandmother's recipe.
Well, I've got my great-grandmother's recipe from 1933.
Writing. Matthew.
I know,
That's gorgeous.
bit need of writing.
And I think yours looks like it has heaps more spices in it than ours.
Mace, cloves, allspice.
And mine's a bit
Your allspice.
spicier, a bit hotter, a bit more pepper in it. So what are we going to do? Do you want to make one of each, or a batch of each, or combine the 2 recipes?
Oh, a batch of each, don't you think?
You won't all
Like-
fit in one pot. There's like 50 kilos of tomatoes, so
Perfect.
let's do one of each.
And we can have a taste test later on.
Yeah. We know who'll win.
With family pride at stake, let the games begin.
So we need 12 kilos of tomatoes in one pot and 36 in the other pot. Washed, chopped.
With quantities confirmed for both teams, my mate's son Archie acts as an impartial observer. And Nick's team is off to a flying start.
How fine do we need to chop them?
8.
And with Ruth and Ross on board, we're not far behind.
How are your onions going, Ross? Nearly done?
Getting there, mate.
We're a quick team, huh?
There we are.
With all the chopping and peeling done, it's time to get cooking.
We're ready for action.
Sadie's family sauce is coming along nicely, while Nick remains confident to take line honours.
This is Nick's grandma's one. This is Sadie's grandma's one that she got off her mother. It's just started to catch a bit on the bottom. Big pots like this are notoriously hard to stir. It's your canoeing technique.
As the pot thickens, the littlies need a little snack.
So what we're doing now is we're just putting all the tomato and onion and apple that's been cooked through these red mills. They actually just separate the tomato skins and the really chunky stuff from the paste that we want. And then we're going to cook it up with spices and finish it with vinegar and sugar. It smells good already, doesn't it?
Although both recipes are similar, it's the spices that will set them apart.
This is Sadie's spice mix. So we've got allspice. We're doing whole spices where we can. Allspice, cloves, lots of cloves and mace. So I think that's going to be pretty interesting.
That's beautiful.
And then over here, Nick's got the allspice, cloves, no mace, but 2 types of pepper. We put fresh ginger in Sadie's. He's using powdered ginger, and both of them have cayenne.
So yours will be peppery and ours will be
Clovey.
Yeah, mouth-numbingly clovey, perhaps.
The gloves come off as final ingredients are added.
Yeah, pop that one in.
Your granny liked it spicy, did she?
Did actually.
Very saucy.
Have we put the salt in?
Oh, that
Does that go in the first one?
That's really spicy.
And it's tit for tat as the family showdown gets heated.
Oh, taste that.
It's not about winning or losing.
My
here.
granny's better than your granny.
And there's no shortage of stirrers, each keen to take sides. And despite the smiles, opinions are as divided as the footwear. After an hour or so on the boil, there's only one way this showdown will ever be decided. Let the sauce stand up and speak for itself.
Before you guys get too far, I reckon we should do a bit of a taste test.
Do you know which one's which?
I do. Go on, Sadie.
Yeah, I reckon I probably do too, so I can close my eyes.
In a blind, unbiased sampling,
And that's the other one.
the moment of truth has arrived.
All right, number 2.
That's the right answer, love.
Don't like yours. My grand sauce will be your grand sauce any
blood's
day.
thicker than water. Hey.
Yeah, easy. I have to like this one better, even though I do.
It's a tight call, and it's agreed that both sauces have their own unique charms. With weary families in all directions, all that's left is the bottling. And like any fair contest, it all gets down to the numbers.
How many bottles did we get?
39, Uncle Nick.
But who's counting?
Dip one in there, taste it. Dip in the other one, taste it. Tell me which one's your favourite. Brown or red? Brown. Brown?
It's the morning of the big event, the day we get to test whether the mobile kitchen is up for the challenge.
It's Festivale and there's an awful lot to do and not a lot of time in which to do it. Going to get everything loaded up. We've got the food ordered and Ross is here to give me a hand.
We've had to reconfigure the van slightly and we're ditching the espresso machine for this trip. There's a ton of gear to get on board. Not to mention enough pork and knackwurst to make at least 1,000 rolls.
So that's it. Van's packed. Just got to change a couple of these signs and rebrand it on the way to Lonnie.
Time to hit the road. And with 200 miles to cover and a ton of caravan on the back, we better get cracking. First, a quick stop to deck the van out with the family crest.
Very good. That looks wonderful, boys. Thank you.
With Fat Pig Farm fully decked out and christened, Festivale, here we come. Or at least, that was the plan.
Oh, listen to that. Come on. I have to get it in low soon. I don't like that smell, Ross.
We're probably going to have to stop.
And stop we do.
I had it looked at before I started towing the van. I think the problem is towing the van. It's looking a bit rough. The ute's been blowing heaps of smoke and I think this caravan weighs a lot more than we thought, especially after we loaded it up with all the gear. We topped it up with oil and water, but hopefully it'll make it all the way.
We'll have to give it a go.
Slow trip.
Yep. Take it easy because, yeah, she's definitely pulling a lot.
Worse still, it now looks like we might blow any profit we stood to make with this venture on repairs. We battle on and take it as slow as we can. And just managed to limp into Launceston and Festivale, 2 hours behind schedule. Thank heavens for a forklift and a few locals to get her into position.
what I've got is a whole bunch of blokes here to help straighten the caravan. We've dragged it down the hill a little bit using the forklift. Can't get it where we want it, so we're going to put it on an angle. We'll try and shift it, shimmy it. Yeah, good. Beautiful.
And with the old girl in position, we're ready to hook up the essential services.
Just running water to the tanks.
We're going to cook the Canuck first on our new barbie.
They're identical and they're both wrong.
And the bloke I bought it off told me it was dead easy to assemble.
Instead of
And I've sat here for about 20 minutes messing around with it, and it's just getting worse and worse.
If you can read Mandarin, that is.
That's a foreign piece of material. That's not on the instruction.
Are there more screws?
The short answer is no. But somehow Ross manages to figure it out.
Oh yeah? What does it do?
Unlike the barbecue, we're keeping the menu simple. Canuck-verse dog, pulled pork bun and homemade cordial.
So what do you reckon, Evo? Do you reckon we'll make it?
It's feeling a lot better now than it was halfway up the Midlands Highway.
And it's a relief to get the Canuck-verse onto the barbie.
So slash to one side, like that.
Once it all goes pear-shaped, they just have to be hot, really.
A raft of other sellers will be vying for the punter's dollar, including Nick and his specialty cheeses. So somehow we have to stand out from the crowd. Hopefully the van is loud enough to attract some attention. And with the gates opening, we'll soon find out.
Isn't it great to see that, given the conditions, we've got so many coming through the gate to support Festivali this evening?
10 minutes later, the opposition are flat out, while we're left looking like a lost and very lonely piglet.
Nothing yet?
Nothing yet.
No bites?
No bites.
Okay.
And then suddenly from out of nowhere, two hot prospects.
Good. We've got free-range hot dogs, the proper hot-smoked Canuck-verse, German style with homemade mustard, homemade tomato sauce, and we've got pulled pork, Biced barbecue pulled pork in a bun.
Okay, we have one hot dog, please.
No worries.
There we go.
That's my wife's grandma's recipe, that tomato sauce.
Oh, excellent.
Keeping the family tradition alive.
Excellent. Thank you.
No worries, see ya.
And despite the rain, as the day wears on, things really pick up.
Who was next?
It's a frenzy for the pulled pork.
So 2 pigs in a bun? There you go.
And despite my constant spruiking,
We've got the free-range hot dog.
there's not a lot of demand for the dog.
You want one of these?
We're going to go every 2 then, yeah.
Okay. You all right with that?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. See you guys. So what we're finding is the pulled pork is outselling the hot dogs, I don't know, 10 to 1 almost. My ambition to convert people to the joys of a proper hot-smoked Canuck-verse, a proper hot dog, so far failed.
But Nick's looking a little peckish. Maybe he can be converted.
How are you? Hey mate. What can we get you?
I'd like one of your free-range hot dogs, thanks.
Do you want some sauerkraut and onions with it?
Just onions.
But he's insisting on his family's sauce.
What's wrong with that? Sadie's grandma's sauce, much better.
Oh, really? So it's
Yeah,
a battle of
easily.
the grandparents.
Double or
Sauce.
nothing. I'll do a taste-off, sauce against sauce. I'll get a community view, Festivali, Launceston view on which sauce is better.
You're on.
Family honour is now on the line.
I'm going to take Nick up on his challenge. We're going to put his sauce, the darker sauce, up against the tomato, the red tomato sauce from Sadie's family. Dip one in there, taste it, dip in the other one, taste it. Tell me which one's your favourite, brown or red? Brown.
He must be colourblind.
Which one would you pick, brown or red?
I probably would.
Brown.
That one.
You're not the only people to disappoint me. I'm going to find some more discerning people, obviously.
Then at last, someone with accurate taste buds.
The red one.
The red one is the fantastic. Good, that's the family recipe. You like the brown one? Mm-hmm. Good.
And after 20 minutes, I've been outsourced.
Well, that hasn't gone well. Yeah, everyone seems to favour the brown sauce. It's a bit of a bugger.
But the worst part now is I have to tell Nick that his family sauce reigns supreme.
Hey.
How you going?
Oh, good. How'd you go?
Yeah, great. I brought you a prize.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
To
thanks.
say congratulations.
I prefer cash.
And I've got an order for 20 litres of sauce by the end of the day. By the end of the day.
Personal humiliation aside, it's not all bad. The crowds are really flocking in, and we run off our feet.
Ross's amazing pulled pork recipe, spiced, pulled apart.
And demand for the Canuck-verse has even picked up slightly.
$8. Thanks.
As a flat-out afternoon rolls into a busy evening, the definite winner of the day has been Ross's pulled pork bun.
There you go. You need to squash them down, really.
With nearly 550 sold, there would barely be a punter who hasn't had one. And at last, there's finally time for a well-earned break.
I can't feel my feet. I can't feel my back. But I think we did well. We sold out of the pulled pork. We did really well on the hot dogs. Not as well as I hoped on the hot dogs, but sold most of them. The van worked brilliantly. That's in a confined space with Ross, so, you know, that's saying something.
So do you think we went well tonight, Matthew? Did you count any beans?
I know I've got you into a few business things that don't make any money, but maybe
This could have turned the corner.
if it only had a higher roof.
And if only I hadn't burnt out the clutch, we'd have actually made a few bucks. Profit aside, it's been a brilliant start for our little red pig on wheels.
That might be the one to muck around with.
She's pretty big.
She is a big tree.
And you can take something that big down.
Yep, yeah, that's fine.
Whoa. This is incredible. The smell of the eucalypt standing right here is intoxicating.
It's lovely, it's going to cut up real nice.
The smoker itself, probably just going to look like a dunny, like an outside toilet. Come on in. A living, breathing smokehouse. Soon it'll be smelling like applewood smoke from the orchard just there.